Fellow Toastmasters and friends, let us now welcome contestant number 3, Noel Sorega. The ultimate wish, Noel Sorega.
If you could any one wish, and have it granted, what would it be? Good afternoon, friends and fellow Toastmasters.
Good afternoon.
I imagine there were those of you who wish that the metro traffic will finally get solved, but maybe not. You know, that question that I just posed actually confronted me one day in 1988. At that time, I had been taking all kinds of courses, both formal and informal, that I could lay my hands on, and was thinking, what next? I realized I wanted to be known as an achiever. And in trying to think through what I would like to achieve next, I remembered I had taken up civil engineering because it's what my mother told me I should be. And I remembered I had taken up MBA because I saw some rich people and thought I wanted to be like them. It then occurred to me, surely there are better criteria for the choice of a course or career. But exactly what they are escaped me at the moment. It was precisely at this time that the package arrived from the US from my brother living there. Among other things, it contained an album of cassette tapes on achievement. I'm sure there are those of you who don't even know what cassette tape is, being millennials. Anyway, about the first thing that they said that is stuck in my mind was, the first step to achievement is to be very clear on your heart's desire, on what you really want in life. Why, of course, it was my inward reaction when I heard that. To achieve this clarity, the tapes directed imagining, really imagining, that you have a sword of Aladdin's lamp in your possession, and a genie will grant you any 5 wishes. What would it be? I was curious as to what was my topmost goal in life. And so I modified the situation a bit and asked, if I had only one such wish, what would it be? I took the exercise rather very seriously. The first wish that popped in my mind was, you guessed it, money. I could wish for $10 million, I said to myself. But then, seemingly another voice immediately piped in. You can do better than that. You don't want to waste such a fantastic opportunity. But anything less than the very best, or you'll surely regret it for the rest of your life that you ask for something that's too small. Yes, that's right, I agree. How about $100 million? Or $10 billion? Or $1 trillion? Somehow and immediately I had a sense of being on the wrong track. That money was very possibly not it. It was bright daylight when I started the exercise. By nighttime, I still had not figured out the answer to my dilemma. What is the greatest wish that any man can make? Basically, that was the question. I decided to sleep over it and hope that my subconscious, or whatever the scientists and psychologists call it, would keep on journeying through the night and provide me with a solution when I woke up. Sure enough, the next morning I was already sure of what I would wish. I discovered I would not wish to be the richest, nor the handsomest, nor the most famous, nor the most brilliant man who ever lived. Instead, I would wish, if I had this fantastic opportunity of having anyone wish magically granted, that I will be able to glorify God, or please and honor Him, to the best of the abilities He has given me. Ladies and gentlemen, that answer was a shocker. Where did I get that? Was all I could think of for the next succeeding moments. My mind quickly raced back to the past, searching for clues. My parents didn't teach me that. I concluded, no, the Catholic priest and Mass. In the end, I could come to only one conclusion, the Bible. 10 years back, or in 1978, I had read the Bible cover to cover, twice. I remember being proud of the feat because I knew that not too many people have read the Holy Book despite its renown. And I remember that what regaled me most when I read it were the stories of war and the feats of courage and strength that I read in the Old Testament, because I read it like a novel. After that second reading, I already put the Bible back on the shelf, not intending to ever read it again. And yet, it became obvious now, I did not escape being impressed that at the center of all these happenings I was reading about was a transcendent, all-sovereign presence, whom I knew as God, who simply dominated everything, despite being in the background much of the time. And that everything seemed to point and to lead to Him. That He was the be-all and end-all of life. As soon as I recovered from the initial shock of my newly discovered purpose in life, I assessed my strengths and weaknesses, my likes and dislikes, etc., and concluded that I'll be most likely to achieve my goal of glorifying God to the best of the abilities He has given me by becoming a lawyer. And so that's how I became one. In other words, I made a total career shift from civil engineering to law. So now they've called me the civilized lawyer. I never regretted the decision, even though I would encounter a mountain of problems and challenges, which I don't have time to relate now. Suffice it to say that I've never felt so fulfilled in my entire life. Every day I carry the feeling, this is what my Creator created me for. Believe me, it's one feeling you'd like to have. I don't have to ask, but I know that there are those of you here who have read Rick Warren's phenomenal bestseller, The Purpose-Driven Life. And I hope the rest of you will too. The thesis of the book is that you, yes you, were not created to live life just for your own teeny-weeny little self. You were created to live it for a far bigger someone. Spell that with a capital S. And about the greatest possible wish you can make is that you actually be able to live out your best for that someone. I call that the ultimate wish. If you can actually and sincerely make that wish for yourself, rest assured it will be granted. The one who holds all the power in the universe will see to that. And then you might discover, as I have, that like in your favorite fairy tale, you can live happily ever after.